Okay, the next system we have is female reproductive system. It consists of a pair of ovaries, duct system, external genitalia, and mammary glands. Here is the diagram showing female reproductive system. In this diagram, this part is ovary, then there is fallopian tube. This complete part is fallopian tube. Here we have the infundibulum part of fallopian tube, which is closest to ovary. Then is the middle part known as ampulla, and then the last part of fallopian tube is known as isthmus. This isthmus is closest to uterus. Then uterus consists of three layers. The innermost layer is known as endometrium, the middle layer is known as myometrium, and the outermost layer is known as perimetrium. The fundus is the upper dome-shaped part of uterus. Then the lower narrow portion of uterus is known as cervix. This cervix encloses cervical canal, and finally there is vagina. So this is regarding the diagram of female reproductive system. Now we will study all the parts one by one. Let's start with the ovary. They are one pair in number. They are present in upper pelvic cavity or lower abdominal cavity. Okay, as like in case of testes, I mentioned that testes initially develop in abdomen, but during the 7th month of pregnancy they descend to scrotum. Okay, the same case is of ovaries also. Initial period of embryonic development में ovaries are also present in abdomen, but later they descend to pelvic cavity. Then ovaries are connected to the uterus by means of ovarian ligament, and similarly suspensory ligament suspends the ovary in the pelvic region. Like you can say that these are the ovarian ligament, and at the same time this complete ligaments which are present there which connect ovary to the pelvic cavity are known as suspensory ligament. Okay, then come to the structure of ovary. In total, it consists of three layered wall. The outermost is known as visceral peritoneum, the middle is known as germinal epithelium, and the innermost layer is known as tunica albuginea. Here is the diagram showing the different layers of ovary. So in this diagram, the outermost layer is missing, that is visceral peritoneum. तो अगर हमें बनाना है तो we can like say that this is the visceral peritoneum. Okay, outermost layer. Then middle layer we have, this is germinal epithelium. Now in the theoretical part I have mentioned like this germinal epithelium encloses stroma. Stroma is nothing but a space, and this stroma in turn it has two parts, the outer cortex and the inner medulla. The cortex part encloses ovarian follicles, and these ovarian follicles are then lined by tunica albuginea. That's why tunica albuginea becomes the inner layer. Okay, and the medulla part, which is the inner part, it in turns has loose connective tissue, elastic fibers, and some blood vessels. So let's see these parts in diagram also. In this diagram, germinal epithelium in turn encloses stroma. So this part is stroma. Okay, the complete portion enclosed by germinal epithelium is nothing but stroma. Then stroma में भी दो पार्ट थे, outer cortex and inner medulla. तो यहाँ पे हम एक मार्जिन शो कर सकते हैं, like this is the margin. तो इसमें ये वाला पार्ट इज आउटर पार्ट, ये वाला पार्ट इज इनर पार्ट. So I mentioned in the theory also, like the cortex part has primary follicle, then we have secondary, tertiary, Graafian follicle, and last में there are corpus luteum. Okay, जो इनर पार्ट होगा उसको मेडुला बोलेंगे, एंड मेडुला में क्या होता है, ब्लड वेसल्स होती हैं, कुछ इलास्टिक फाइबर्स होते हैं और लूज कनेक्टिव टिश्यू होता है. So this is about the diagram which is completely from NCERT. Then come to the second part of female reproductive system. This is fallopian tube. Fallopian tube are lined by ciliated epithelium. As you know, ciliated epithelium, it facilitates in transport. It facilitates transport. Okay, so you can see like जो ओवरी से ओवम आएगा, जो एग आएगा, that will be transported via this fallopian tube into the uterus. Okay, hence these fallopian tubes are lined by the ciliated epithelium so that they can transport the ovum in proper direction. Okay, then itself fallopian tube has three parts, like infundibulum we studied earlier also. it is closest to ovary, and at the end of infundibulum there are some finger like projections. These projections are known as fimbriae, and these fimbriae help in collection of ovum. So as soon as this ovary releases the egg, these finger like projections, here we have the finger like projection, they actually collect the egg. Okay, so their function is to collect the egg which is released by the ovary. Then the next part we have is ampulla. This is the widest and the longest part, and it is considered as the site of fertilization. And lastly we have isthmus. This part is the shortest one and it is closest to uterus. Then the third part of female reproductive system is uterus. Uterus is also known as hystera and womb. The very first point is it is a highly vascular inverted pear-shaped structure. Pear-shaped structure है but in inverted form, and at the same time it has large number of blood vessels. Then it further consists of three parts like fundus, body and cervix. So fundus is nothing but the upper dome-shaped part of uterus, body is the main part of uterus, and cervix is the lower narrow portion of uterus. Okay, so let's go back to the diagram जहाँ से एक दो चीज़ें क्लियर हो जाएंगी आपको. So here is the uterus. इस uterus में first part fundus, upper dome shaped part. This complete is body, and the lower narrow portion, this is the cervix, and cervix in turn encloses what? Cervical canal. This cervix opens via external os into the vagina and via internal os into the uterine cavity. As it is shown in diagram also, cervix se externally there is vagina and cervix se internally there is uterine cavity. Then one more important point, like cervical canal and vagina forms birth canal. ठीक है, jointly they form birth canal. Then come to the walls of uterus. The innermost layer is known as endometrium, which in turn consists of two parts. One is stratum functionalis and the second one is stratum basalis. ये जो stratum functionalis होता है, this is temporary layer. Temporary means what? It gets shaded down during the menstrual cycle. And this is stratum basalis. This one is the permanent layer, means it never sheds. And this stratum basalis actually secretes stratum functionalis. Okay. Then this endometrium, it undergoes cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle. So as I explained कि जो stratum functionalis होता है, it gets shaded down. That's why here we have used this statement कि जो endometrium है, it undergoes cyclic changes during the menstrual cycle. Then we have the middle layer. Middle is myometrium. This is the, you can say that, thickest layer, and it undergoes strong contraction and relaxation during parturition. Parturition is nothing but delivery of baby. तो यूट्रस में contraction होता है उस टाइम पे, तो जो major contraction होता है that is of myometrium. And last one is the perimetrium. This is the outermost layer. It means you can say that this is the covering of the uterus. Then we have vagina. This vagina is highly vascular tube-like structure which is lined by a mucous membrane. And the mucous membrane raised itself into transverse folds which are known as rugae. Okay. Then there is vaginal orifice. This is nothing but opening of vagina. It is actually partially covered by hymen. Means vaginal orifice is partially covered by hymen. Next we have is the external genitalia of female reproductive system. So the very first question from this topic is, which parts are actually included under external genitalia? So the first part is mons pubis, second we have labia majora, third we have labia minora, then we have clitoris, and finally is the hymen. Mons pubis is the upper dome shaped part of external genitalia. So I shaded the mons pubis part now. Then this part is labia majora. And labia minora is present under the labia majora. Means this complete part is labia minora. Okay, this labia minora in turn has vestibule. This part is now the vestibule, and this vestibule in turn has two openings, upper urethral opening and lower is the vaginal opening. Okay, So this is about all the parts of female external genitalia. Generally NCERT में सिर्फ इनके नाम ही mention है. So here is some detail regarding this part. Like mons pubis, as I have explained, this is the upper fatty cushion of adipose tissue. Labia majora, this forms the boundary of female external genitalia, and this labia majora, it is homologous to the scrotum of males. Then labia minora, it is present below the majora, and in turn it is homologous to penile urethra. Then labia minora fuses anteriorly. Yeah, this point we skipped in the diagram actually. The labia minora part, like this is the labia minora part, it fuses anteriorly. Here it fuses and form clitoris. Okay, and posteriorly it fuses and here it forms what? Fourchette. So these are the 2 points regarding the labia minora. Anteriorly it fused and formed clitoris. Posteriorly it fused and formed fourchette. And here is the anal opening. The area between fourchette and anal opening, this is known as perineum. Okay, so let's go back to the theoretical part. And here we are, like labia minora fuses anteriorly from clitoris. Then at the same time, labia minora encloses a space known as vestibule, and this vestibule is homologous to membranous urethra. Vestibule in turn has 2 openings, one is urethral and one is vaginal opening. So urethral opening is the above one or the upper one, and vaginal opening is the lower one. Then vestibule itself has opening for various vestibular glands. For example, like the greater vestibular, जिसे हम बार्थोलिन ग्लैंड भी बोलते हैं, and the paraurethral gland, जिसे हम स्किन ग्लैंड भी बोलते हैं. This greater vestibular, it actually surrounds the vaginal opening, and comparatively देखें तो जो paraurethral gland होता है, it surrounds urethral opening. फंक्शन दोनों का ही मोर और लेस लुब्रिकेशन प्रोवाइड करना है. लाइक इट हैज बीन रिटन इन द फॉर्म कि इट प्रोवाइड लुब्रिकेशन एंड इट सीक्रेट्स म्यूकस. सो मोर और लेस दोनों ही लुब्रिकेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं. देन बार्थोलिन ग्लैंड इज होमोलोगस टू द बल्बो यूरेथ्रा. आप बी से याद रख सकते हो इसे. अगर बार्थोलिन है तो वो होमोलोगस होगा टू अगेन द ग्लैंड विच स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम बी, homologous to bulbourethral. और bulbourethral we have studied, इसको क्या बोलते हैं? This is Cowper gland in case of male. And this paraurethral, it is homologous to prostatic gland. Again P to P, आप इसको भी याद रख सकते हो. This is P homologous to prostate of male. Then we have clitoris. So as I explained, clitoris is homologous to glans penis. Then sir difference क्या होता है clitoris and penis में? Actually clitoris is much reduced in size as compared to penis, and secondly this clitoris is a solid structure. It doesn't have any opening, unlike penis. Penis में तो एक opening होता है, एक tube run करता है throughout its length known as urethra, but there is no such passage, no such opening in clitoris. Then lastly we have hymen. This is nothing but a membrane like structure which partially covers the vaginal orifice. Okay, so this is all about the external genitalia of female. Then we have mammary glands, and these mammary glands are modified sweat gland. This is important, it has been asked already, and they are present in both male and female. Mammary glands male and female दोनों में present होते हैं, but in case of males वो rudimentary form में present होते हैं, means underdeveloped और undeveloped form में present होते हैं. But in case of females, at puberty they get developed. Then they consist of glandular tissue and variable amount of fat. Now let's study their structure. So the glandular tissue present in mammary gland, it contains 15 to 20 mammary lobe. These mammary lobe in turn contain cluster of cells known as alveoli. And cells of these alveoli secrete milk, which in turn is stored also in the cavity of alveoli. Okay, the alveoli then open into mammary tubule. Then mammary tubule from each lobe join to form mammary duct. Mammary duct opens into a wider space known as mammary ampulla, which finally opens into lactiferous duct. So the questions from this topic are, first one is, the mammary gland are modification of which type of gland? Like they are modified sweaty gland. Second question is, each mammary gland consists of kitna lobes? This is 15 to 20 lobe. And then they will ask regarding the different parts of mammary gland but in sequence. तो sequence में like सबसे पहले we have mammary lobe, then alveoli, then mammary tubule, then mammary duct, then mammary ampulla, and finally is lactiferous duct. Then is their function, that is secretion and ejection of milk, and this is known as lactation. Two hormones play important role in lactation, like one is prolactin, this is milk producing hormone. Second one is oxytocin, this is milk ejecting hormone. If we talk about the composition of milk, then it has water, organic compound, inorganic compound. More specifically, it consists of fat, milk protein, example casein, milk sugar, example lactose, ions like Ca2 plus, and water. Okay. One thing you should know regarding the composition of milk, like milk is poor in vitamin C and iron content. Okay, so these are the main components of the milk. You can say that milk is rich in all these components, but milk contain very less vitamin C and iron content. Okay, so this is all about regarding the parts of female reproductive system and structure of mammary gland. Regarding the PDF of this lecture, you can visit my Telegram channel, and also in case of any doubt regarding the theoretical part, you can message me directly on my Telegram group. For Telegram channel and group, link is provided in the description box. And in next lecture, we'll cover ovarian follicles and oogenesis. Okay, so stay tuned, take care and have a nice day.